Do you want to give your rating first?
Yeah, yeah. I honestly had this one a 5 out of 5.
For Spice.
No, for overall rating.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 5 out of 5 stars, and then Spice I had 4 out of 5.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did really like this one a lot. I liked it more than the first, just
Same.
because of like the female lead. Um, I like that so far there's two books that have different dynamics for the female leads, but I like this one because she was strong, independent, didn't really rely heavily on people. And then I like that we saw a lot more things that were mentioned in the first book, like hell. That was really cool, and just seeing the characters in a different through the eyes of different people from the first book, I think was cool. But yeah, I'm excited for the next
Yeah,
one.
definitely. Yeah, that was great. So I gave this a 4.5 overall. Like you hit on every topic. Like I loved that Juniper was like completely different to Ray and strong and independent. I also love that we got to see Zane because he kind of had like the mysterious vibe in the first book. And then also like, yeah, we got a little more, like I liked, we got a little bit more about the monsters and the lore and like what they actually do and why and all that stuff. So I really liked it much more than the first book.
Yeah.
And Spice, I think, yeah, 4 as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was like, so I think the spice in the first one was more monster-ish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like this time around it was that, but not really. And they explored like kind of different avenues with it. Um Instead of just like plain old missionary type thing. Like they it was like different parts which I liked.
I think this one is more of an actual dark romance than the first.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because I guess the first was more like you said, more monster, more fantasy.
Mhm.
And I think we were even mentioning like we neither of us thought it was actually dark. I think this one definitely dark is like the correct label for it.
Yeah, cuz I remember us saying for the first one that it was like Twilight but for adults.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
So it's like if Twilight added the F word type deal.
Frick.
Yeah, fricking around. But like that book was good, but I think it was more and I would even go so far as to say it was like a romance drama. You
Yes, it
know,
really was. Like, especially Ray being the sacrifice, like, it was
mm-hmm.
very drama filled.
Like it didn't fill me with a sense of like dread or horror or like when she was describing the creatures, they were creepy. But in
Hmm.
this, when she was describing how like she buried her brother and then they were like digging him up and she could see like his body being torn apart, like that's creepy. So like stuff like that.
And the watcher, like, she could feel it breathing on her neck, and
Yeah, that was
it was a
creepy.
it was a peeled back eye, like that. Like, I that scene actually gave me goosebumps.
Mm-hmm. And how she
And
like couldn't look at it and she was like, don't look, don't look, don't look. Like,
she was trying to like ignore it, and she's like,
mm-hmm.
it's not re it just wants to feed. I have to like concentrate. Like, I was creeped out. Like, I was just
Mm-hmm.
imagining something, this like being that you unholy being
Yeah.
breathing on your neck, and you just have to ignore it. Like, that was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I think that it's also interesting that these books, I'm just kind of getting a trend that like it's going to be the demons of each pairing are going to get stronger and stronger. So like Leon was
Hmm.
strong but not strong enough.
Hmm.
So but then you have Zane who I feel like is really strong. Like and even towards the end he's now what is he
Even
like
stronger.
godlike or
I
whatever
think
they called it like all black eyes or something.
I think he's couple
Arch
steps below Archdemon.
yeah. So he got really strong. And then, I mean, from what we saw of Calum, whatever his name is, showing up and
Hmm.
beating the shit out of him, it's like this is gonna be crazy. I feel like the next one because they're gonna now their goal is to kill God, and that's
Yeah.
psycho.
And it really puts into perspective how strong Callum is because we know Zane is so much stronger than Leon, and Leon
Mm-hmm.
already looks so strong. So like using those as like standards for each other, like like Callum is insanely strong. Like wasn't even didn't even break a sweat fighting Zane.
Mm-hmm.
So I think I mentioned in our first talk, Callum and Everly, like I'm most excited to read about.
Yeah, I'm really excited about that. Like it makes me feel like I like Grumpy Sunshine. That's what this was. I feel like the first one I feel like the first one didn't have much of a trope like that. It was just like boy loves girl type thing. That's why it reminded me
Hmm.
of Twilight. It was just like that's like awkward girl likes hot guy. I don't know. But this one was more Grumpy Sunshine, which I like. And then yeah, this next one kind of feels like the soft spoken girl and like this overconfident guy. And I like that trope
Absolutely.
too.
Yeah, quiet girl, loud guy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm trying to
I also
find
really liked
notes.
their this their scene in the greenhouse and everything, like because we didn't actually get much of a understanding of how strong Everly was either. We just
Mm-hmm.
got like they kept saying, oh, she's a witchling this, witchling that, and then actual witches are stronger and she's going to take down this god. So I like
Mm-hmm.
that we saw like a quick little sneak peek about her magic because we didn't really get to know what a witch's magic was in the first book.
And didn't she not have like much of a handle on it? Like you could see that it was hard for her to control it because it was so
Right.
strong.
Yeah, but I think they were hinting. I think Leon mentioned that like a witchling is also very dangerous because,
Mm-hmm.
like you said, they don't know how to handle it, so they might like unleash a
Yeah.
lot. But like,
Hmm.
I wonder how much time she has to practice because like the Hadleys are gone, but the god is still he's still got two sacrifices, so like he's not just gonna lay low.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Because they got a Hadley and they got
Marcus,
Marcus, but
Juniper's brother.
yeah, so yeah, it wouldn't go anywhere. Like it would just be waiting because
Right.
Rain, Raylan,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because them moving away or like not being present and running and like escaping, like they're not. God can't grab anybody from that side. So
Right. Like, what will it do now that it like can't fulfill this third prophecy?
prophecy, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, I wonder. I like how
Mhm.
we're talking about the next book and we're like this
Okay, yeah,
book
let's
no, I just find it funny that like this book was good, but I'm just so like
so
excited for the
excited.
next one. Yeah.
I know. But yeah, let's move. Let's move back.
um I'm just trying to think like I just
What?
like that you could see like at the party when at the Halloween party where they grab her and make her throw up and stuff like that. I like that you
Hmm.
can see like Juniper's perspective. Like she was just like, oh, this poor girl. Like I just want to save her, but like through Raylan's perspective, she was just being mean and making her vomit.
From Raylan's perspective, she was assaulted.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's like Juniper's like, oh man, I just want to save this poor girl.
Yeah, and I also really like that we got to also see like the Hadley fight because like
Mm-hmm.
all we know is that they conveniently disappeared, like Kent
Yeah.
was just taken care of and then Jeremiah was just no more. Like we didn't
Mm-hmm.
really get many answers. So I liked seeing that whole fight. I would also say this book is definitely more action-packed, which I also think is a plus from the first one.
Yeah, definitely, I agree with that. And it's
Ma-
all because of her too.
Right, it's just her personality, blah blah blah, personality because she's like every other line, she had to fight, she was always alone,
Mm-hmm.
always on the defensive. So I just think her nature is like just fight, fight, fight all the time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I did like the like confrontation of Kent Hadley,
Yeah, we got to know
um,
more about Kent.
all that stuff, and like I do feel a little bad that like she tried to save Victoria. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, like part of me was like conflicted because I was like, oh man, if someone did that to me, I wouldn't fucking try to save them. But then her saying like, well, we were best friends, like, you know, she was like my sister and all this other stuff, and still tried. I was like, damn, that sucks.
Yeah. I think she had a lot of pity on her because, like, I think she might have maybe not forgiven, but understood, like, Victoria had to get in good graces because she didn't want to be the twin that had to go in the well or mine.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I wonder if maybe, like, that plus pity maybe made her want to turn around and save her. But I thought the same thing. I was like, if I was in her shoes, she could have been
Yeah.
down in that well.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't know. It was a mixed bag for that one, I think.
Hmm.
Um,
But yeah, it was also nice to get like that story because like the next thing we just knew was that the god had two sacrifices. I'm like, what happened to Victoria?
mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. Like the first book kind of just glanced over that,
Right.
you know, and it's just like, oh no. And then just like to read it here, like knowing that she went back and try to save her and stuff like that. It's just you got more of a like understanding of what really happened instead of just like bouncing over it.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely were bouncing around in the first book. I also like it was really nice. Like we're like, okay, Victoria's gone. Jeremiah just has this superhuman ability, and
Mm-hmm.
then the house is on fire. I'm like, what was all this off-screen adventure?
Exactly. And then like I think they when Leon showed up without Raylan because she was taken, he shows
Hmm.
up and he just sees like them sitting in the grass laying together with a burning house in front of them. And we were like,
Hmm.
okay, like what?
And you're right, it was very skipping around. We're like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, like we just felt catapulted back and forth.
But then it makes sense though reading this because you're like, okay, that was like their business. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, like Leon kind of had a fair point of wanting to kill Kent because that was like his kind of his kill, but I feel like Juniper had more of a claim to it because
Mm-hmm.
of everything else. Um,
Did this book at some places remind you of another book?
mm, I don't know. It depends.
Haunting Adeline.
Yeah, a little bit. A little bit. Um, how she was like, "Oh, I like to be chased or whatever," and yeah, I. That's why I feel like this was more dark.
Hmm.
Um, oh, and then the guns. It wasn't our gun
Mm,
scene.
I was
Yeah.
waiting for you to get there.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Yeah. I don't know how I jumped over that. Oh my god.
I was I was reading. I was like, did I pick up the wrong book?
Yeah. I was like, what? I mean, this one. I mean, I'm not gonna throw shade, but this one was written in 2021. Let's see. Haunting Adeline. I mean, they both were written in 2021.
Hmm.
Hmm. Interesting.
Yeah,
I
I don't know who did
don't.
it first, but
Yeah, I feel like this one was different though, because it's like he didn't take the bullets out of the chamber. Other than haunting Adeline, he did.
hmm.
So I don't know. It felt like more reckless. This one felt more dark because it's like he could literally just kill you right now.
Yeah, in more ways than one.
Yeah, great minds think alike with gun sex.
Harley Thoreau, H.D. Carlton,
They're the same person.
two peas in a pod.
Yeah, really best friends. Um, I did like too that yeah Jeremiah just turned into this crazy I don't even know like possessed superhuman.
Hmm.
I thought that was really cool. Um, that even like Zane was having a hard time going up against. Um, but I liked seeing more of that because that was hinted in the first book. Oh my god, I keep yawning. I even took a nap. Jesus.
Sometimes the naps only just prolong the inevitable.
I guess.
I did want to
Uh, Go ahead.
you were gonna say about Kent, like, uh, and also like how strong Zane is. Like the amulet, I was also very curious about the amulet because like Kent
Mm,
had that. That was like the only thing keeping um Leon like physically away from him, and it was so, at least to me, cool to see how strong it was that like it literally burned through Zane's
yeah.
body. Like that's crazy. Like it just kind of gave more answers from my questions from the first book, like we're mentioning. Like we just got like little tidbits here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just like one more thing. I was like, I don't understand like this magician's magic. Like I don't get how Kent can just wear a necklace and like it just keep Leon trapped, plus his name. And then
I mean, does it? Where did he get the amulet from? Was that his ancestors?
yeah, just said some artifact or something like that, I think.
Yeah, I would say it's like a god instrument.
Right, right, right.
If he
But
got that
like
from the mines.
I think you're right. I think that they said that their great grandfathers or whatever brought stuff back with them.
Yeah.
But
Huh.
yeah, I was like, what the hell is this thing? He just wears a flashy necklace, and then it's like burning through Zane, sorry. And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, she had to like cut it open and like rip it out. That's some like alien shit.
I will also say, just like Haunting Adeline, like this actual actiony scenes were like way more detailed and gory. I'm not sure if you agree.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Which maybe also is why this one got a little more points.
Yeah, I would say so too. I feel like it just had more action overall, and then coming up with it was the gore. Um,
hmm
yeah, yeah, I think it definitely took a step up in that way. Like maybe she was afraid to write like that the first time, or maybe that's not how the
Yeah.
story had progressed.
Or maybe she just knew she's like Juniper's gonna be a badass and
Yeah.
violent, so
Mhm.
make a violent one. I'm not sure, but yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe because it was the first one, she was like testing the waters. Because
Yeah.
like there was some scenes where like it was very descriptive when Leon was like ripping apart the elds.
Mhm. I we didn't get like either of their names, right? Leon and Zane's true names.
No, Leon's was just like, what was it, like the killer in some language,
Mhm.
and Zane said something along the lines of like he did a lot of work so that no one would ever find it out.
That's I'm kind of sad that like we never got it just because like Juniper's the only one he wants to be with and trust.
hmm
That's like, oh man, I kind of thought he would like tell her, but
Yeah, I didn't think about that.
yeah, I'm just flipping
So, what did you
through.
also think about meeting other demons?
I like that part.
Mm-hmm.
I really like that they went to hell and found new people,
Mm-hmm.
or new demons and stuff. Um, Especially since the one had a human. Uh,
Yeah,
um, what's it called?
Sadie.
Yeah, she had her contract, whatever they're called, her human. Um, I did like that a lot because I felt like that was missing in the first book when he kept talking about it and then it never happened. I was like, oh,
Right, because like we kept hearing like, oh, demons walk among you and they just come to Earth like it's a vacation. And I'm like, we only know about three demons and they all just so happen to be in the same town.
exactly, yeah,
So like it was cool to see like that they're all around there and they meet up and like for her to realize like, oh shit, yeah, there are so many and they just like coexist and we will never know.
yeah, and I just think it's probably like the best to put it in this book because Juniper fits. Oh my gosh, shit, sorry. Juniper fits Hell's like aesthetic and
hmm
culture like so well that I feel like I hope that at the end of this book that it's like that's where they go.
Yeah, I hope in the series they all like meet up in hell or something.
Yeah, like, and if not anyone else, like her and Zane, like just live there because like that's the place that she likes to be, and that like you know she doesn't have anybody else, and to be in a place that's with people that she can relate to and like.
Right, like the only place she's like accepted and feels like fully comfortable in.
Yeah, but I liked it a lot. I wanted a little bit more of it, but that's just what it is. Um,
Hmm.
I don't think we're gonna see it next book though. Honestly,
Mm-mm.
I don't think that's gonna fit the plot.
I think there's just going to be too much like action and like build up to the big fight
Mm-hmm.
because these were all like I guess like these were all raid bosses in comparison.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Um, yeah. I also like. I'm just thinking of the next book, like, because this one was pretty cut and dry.
Hmm.
Um, like they have their objective and they oh my god, fuck. Sorry. I'm just gonna keep doing that.
You're all good. That's me all day at work.
Oh my god, like it's so bad. This one's pretty cut and dry. Like they had their objective, they finished their objective, they fell in love, they yada yada yada. It wasn't like it was pretty what it was. Um I'm just wondering for the next one, like you don't have the Hadleys anymore. You don't have
Hmm.
the um, what's it called? You don't have the cult anymore. Is
Hmm.
this gonna like take place kind of the same way that the other ones do, like at the same time, and it's going to overlap and show us like Everly and Callum meeting Zane and Juniper, like saving them, and then going through that. Um, because I don't. Well, number one, I don't see the Hadley family, like the cult, attacking them. Because
Yeah,
what, like, Kent and
they don't have a
Jeremiah.
leader.
Yeah, but and like Kent and Jeremiah like couldn't give a shit about Everly. Like they thought that she was just like nothing. So
Hmm.
I don't see anybody like really attacking them or could. Um, I don't see them going to hell. Um, so I don't. The only obviously plot point that I can see is that they're going to kill God because that's what they said that they were gonna do.
Hmm.
But I am just wondering like what we're gonna see in this book because it is a little bit I think bigger, like by a couple pages than this one,
Hmm.
and the biggest out of all of them. So makes me wonder.
Yeah, yeah, definitely curious too, because you're right. There's just one main driving point. So what else is going to fill the book?
Yeah.
And like also like, we got a lot of uh background with all the supporting characters, but like we already know all about them now, or half of them are dead. So
Yeah.
what else is going to be in there? I kind of want maybe a lot about her upbringing because like
Mm-hmm.
they kept hinting, like Kent just kept her around just for looks type thing.
Yeah.
She was mistreated, so
Well, her mother was a witch, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. The
But
Heidi Laverne or whatever her name was. That was her
yeah,
mother.
so like Kent's old secretary.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So she was a
Mistress child.
yeah, she was a hookup.
Hmm. Yeah. It's yeah. I would like that. I think, and I also would like background on Callum. Because if he's this powerful, I kind of want to know what his deal is.
Hmm.
And like yeah, a backstory on him of why, which I know we'll see it, but why he's with her.
Yeah, how'd they even get like acquainted?
I
Seems like they,
also I want this next book to like kind of describe him a little better because the first and second one I feel like did not describe him very well, so it was very hard to picture him.
now that you say that, I don't know. I can't like imagine him in my head. Zane and
Yeah,
Leon, I can. But you're right, Callum, like I don't have a face for.
because in the first book it was Leon was tall. He was like tan skin. He had short blonde hair and he had green eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So I specifically remembered that. And then Zane was like an emo boy. He had tattoos, he had piercings, he had long black
He's
hair.
an edgy boy.
Yeah, pretty much. He was like Sebastian in Stardew.
Exactly.
So, like, that was obvious, but they didn't really. Like, the first book, I kind of pictured just a demon.
Right.
Maybe that
And
was
like,
just me, or I don't know.
no, yeah, I agree because like you're right. I think that they just focus so much on how strong he was and like just like his power overwhelmed. I mean, for lack of a better term, like his power level's over 9,000.
Yeah,
Um, but like we know how strong he is, but yeah, I don't really remember much of a description.
yeah. That's why I hope we kind of get a better one,
I
which I'm
hope so.
sure they'll do.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna like the next one the most. I mean, I did give this one a 5 out of 5, but I think it'll beat that one, so I might have to adjust. Um,
Sometimes you know a little more when you have like a frame of reference to like compare it to.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I'm definitely I think I called it even when we were midway through the first one. I was like, the second they mentioned Everly and Callum, I was like, I just cannot wait for that
and they also
book.
described it as like he was like 7 feet tall, like this big man and this little petite blonde girl, and I was just
And
like,
he's
oh, here we go.
and I'm also very curious. He's like very gentle with her too in front of other
Mm-hmm.
people. So that would be cool to see that side too. So I'm just
Yeah, I feel like it's
curious to
gonna
see.
remind me of a Nesta and Cassian type deal.
Oh my gosh, yeah, because yeah, we don't even know like if he really has like humor or anything. That is one thing I liked about Zane. He was cracking jokes.
Oh
Like
yeah, the humor
that
was
was
good.
the humor was good. Yeah, so I totally forgot to mention that. But yeah, we don't really know Callum's personality even.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, I did like that. I did like the humor. I did like Zane's character. What I didn't really care for though was that like the end of the book was just like um they opened up a tattoo shop right in town where she grew up, and a part of me is like, I don't know, Juniper. This whole book was like hating the town because of what they did to her, and
hmm.
then to just plant your roots here, I was like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't even connect that, but you're right. Like she spent those couple years staying away from there and she had to come back. But
Mm-hmm.
like yeah, you would think that now she technically doesn't literally doesn't have anything tying her down that she could,
Go
you know,
anywhere.
go
Yeah,
anywhere.
exactly.
And
And
it's,
like, for what I understand from this book, that's why I wanted to ask you was, so when they are contracted, when they do this contract, this whatever it is, to their demon, are they immortal then? Because from the way this book was sounding was that, because Zane kept saying like, we're gonna have all the time in the world type of stuff,
mhm.
and comments like that hinted that they were immortal. She was then immortal.
No, I think that that will be forever thing means that her soul is his. So
Mm,
technically, even if her physical body dies, he will always have her soul in hell. So they
mm-hmm.
can't be rid of each other.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
And I think that's the same thing for Raylan because like, Leon's like you humans have such a small life, but you and I are going to spend eternity together because their soul when it goes to hell, they live forever.
Mm-hmm. So when they would die, they would just go with them to hell.
Right. I just think like their mortal body is
Mm.
done on Earth and then their soul gets transported or I don't know if it's, I don't even know if they're like corporeal in hell, but at least they're
Yeah,
alive.
yeah. That makes more sense. It was like jumping back and forth with that, and I was like, I don't really know. Like, I was
Right. And like
confused.
they don't, yeah, I think you do have to like work with like context clues and hints because I had that question for so long in the first book.
Yeah,
I was like, which one is it? Is she frail and is gonna die or is she immortal? Like, is she Superman? Like, what is it?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I mean that, I guess, is more romantic. So,
Yeah, it definitely is. I guess it kind of softens the blow of selling your soul to a demon or the devil or whatever.
yeah. 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 I mean, I like this book, and
Mm-hmm.
but when I was almost done with it, and Everly shows up, I'm like, oh my god, I just want to read their book so bad. Like, I just kept thinking, oh, like I just want to read that book so bad.
I think I was even texting you like when I was halfway through that scene with her in the woods. I was like, oh, I cannot wait.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I enjoyed Juniper and Zane's story, I feel like it was given a disservice being put in the middle, like because
Yeah.
also now I'm just like I need answers.
I know, but like, um, what if they switch them and this one was the last book? Then it's just like we would have read Everly's story and it was so good, and then we get to this and we're like, we already read like the best one, like
Yeah, but
kind of deal.
like
That's how I am.
that's true. That's true. But like Everly's, I mean, I get she has to be at the end because she's the one who
Yeah,
kills the god.
I hope so.
God, if the god was dead, we wouldn't have done the two other books.
True. Yeah.
What are you
Like
gonna say? You hope?
I said, I hope that they kill the
Oh,
god.
yeah.
What a plot twist if they just all die at the end. That would be kind of crazy.
That'd be crazy.
That would be kind of cool. I
I don't.
wouldn't be opposed to
I,
that.
yeah, I don't know if Harley would be considered like brave or
Yeah, I feel like she'd have to go in hiding maybe after that.
right, like public enemy number one.
Yeah. I think that would be really cool though. It's like, I don't know, like they tried their best but they didn't win, and then the world dies, and then they all go to
Hmm.
hell, and that's where they can be because that's where their souls are going to go.
Yeah, I mean, even if she loses, they're gonna all end up in the same place anyway. So,
Exactly, yeah. And it's
and
like Raylan has her parents, but Juniper doesn't have anybody. Everly doesn't have anybody, so it's like,
hmm
whatever.
yep. The only thing I'll say is if she dies prematurely, one more time, justice for Cheesecake, because he'd be
Oh my god.
taken. As a
Justice
crazy
for
cat
just.
lady,
Yeah,
I
I
think about
mean,
Cheesecake often. I was hoping he was gonna make an appearance.
a
Not gonna lie.
cameo, a
I was
Marvel
hoping he was.
cameo.
Yeah, I was hoping that I knew that like Ray and Juniper crossed paths a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just come on scene real quick.
Yep, where's the cat?
That is tells you how crazy I am with cats.
I
So,
mean, that just means that Cheesecake has to make a pact with a demon. A demon
well, the
cat.
demon cat, they do exist now. Leon
They,
told us.
they, Cheesecake has to do it now because if the world
Hmm.
dies, Cheesecake just has to go to hell.
Cheesecake has to find a lady demon cat
Yeah.
or male. I don't judge,
Or any gender, it's okay.
or any gender.
Yeah.
There might be several cat genders in hell. Who knows?
There could be. Cats in hell, though? Whew.
Makes sense.
It does make sense.
I could I could spend hours telling you about the hellish things these two do. So
Yeah, my dog's going to hell, so. Right? You going to hell?
already there, mom. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. We're all already there.
But yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna buy the third book tonight. It was payday today, so
Heck yeah.
once it comes in, I'll definitely start reading.
Yeah. I have mine already, so it's sitting there waiting.
Well,
Um,
I have to read Throne of Glass. Blah, blah, I can't speak today. Throne of Glass first, and
mhm.
then I will get on it.
Yeah, I'm reading something right now, and then I'm gonna read Throne of Glass, and then I'll get on that one.
Hmm. And I need to like power through Throne of Glass because I really want to get to this third book. So
I know. Now you have an objective.
yes, and school is over this Wednesday, so I have a couple free weeks. So it is game time.
It is book time.
It is book time. I have been waiting all semester to dive back in. So
Hell yeah. It sounds like we talk about drugs when we talk about books. It really does. We're sick.
we are. Did you see Onyx Storm is
Yeah.
dropping on January 25th? I need it.
Just itch his neck. Got any more of them books?
So you got you can I borrow this? I promise I'll pay you back.
Oh my god, that is us.
We're fiending.
Oh, all right. Do we have? I feel like this one was gonna be really short of a review, but
Yeah, I had I loved it. So
yeah, I liked it a lot. I'm really excited for the next one.
absolutely.
Alrighty,
All right. Until next time.
then yeah, this was oh my god, Her Soul for Revenge by Harley Laroux, and we'll be back with the next one probably in a week or two.
Mm-hmm.
But all right,
See ya.
bye.